5 or 4?
There were 4. We went all chalk.
So how often?
Welcome to Big East Shootaround After Dark from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. This is Shootaround from the SoFi Studios. I'm John Fanta. He is the former Creighton Blue Jay and Kansas Jayhawk Nick Baugh. He is the Friar Great of Providence. It's Kyron Cartwright. And welcome to some After Dark Hoops Talk. We have a semifinal slate for you in the Big East Tournament. And we went all chalk today to get here. It's going to be Providence and Creighton, 6:30 Eastern Time on FS1, followed by a matchup that will speak for itself to the country, Villanova and UConn, just around 9 o'clock, right inside this buzzed-up building. So let's talk about this here. We're 2 days in, 2 days to go. Nick Baugh, your overarching thoughts about this tournament?
Well, it's been drama in the process of it, but when you arrive at chalk, there hasn't necessarily been that surprising of an outcome yet. But I think all the games have been really, really competitive. A lot of teams doing what they do. Providence doing what they do. I heard a stat today, 15-2 in single-digit games. I mean, so got the game right where they wanted to. They closed it out. Be interested to see tomorrow what the Creighton-Providence game looks like, because they only played one time in the regular season. First game got canceled due to some COVID issues in the Providence programs. Second game was just one of those situations. Creighton was never going to win that game. Providence got a chance to, you were on the call, to win the league outright. And so it'll be interesting. I'm really, really excited to see what that semifinal game looks like.
Me too, definitely. But, all the games have been on the edge of your seat exciting.
Yeah.
And it's a testament to the league, what they've been doing over the years. And, it's tough. It's tough. Every game is coming down to 1 or 2 major possessions. A rebound here for Providence, a rebound for Villanova, stepping down.
A free throw.
Right after. And it's, it's anybody's game, but,
right.
it's went to the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds, but
Right.
still, it's felt like it's been anybody's game.
Yeah, I
every
mean,
time.
whoever wins this thing could. Providence was this close to getting knocked out.
Yes, they were.
Nova was this close to getting knocked out, and those are two teams that could meet on Saturday night. You know, so it goes to show you. And it sounds cliche to say survive in advance, but Kyron, you have gotten to the finals before. Like, that's how it is. Like, you just got to make sure when the sun comes up the next day, you got a game. It doesn't matter how you get there, but you got to get there.
And I think the mantra for Providence, I was in the locker room, fortunately, it's been 40 more minutes. So after the game, you know, they win, you celebrate, but the talk is we get to play 40 more minutes,
Right.
and we have to take advantage of that. And that's all they're looking. They're not looking ahead. They're not looking behind. We just have 40 minutes to come and prove ourselves on the court.
Well, for a good portion of this night, it looked like Villanova may not get 40 more minutes for a second consecutive year. Remember, the Wildcats got shocked by Georgetown last year in the Big East quarterfinals? That couldn't happen again tonight. Well, against St. John's, the Red Storm were up by 17 inside this building, and then the Wildcats found a way.
Yeah, it was impressive. The game turned in a hurry. And I don't know if you could put your finger on one specific thing that changed it. Certainly making shots has a way of just elevating everything that's happening on the floor. Nova started 1 for 10 from 3, and they finished with 9 made threes. They went 8 of 19 for the rest of the game, which is obviously the difference. I thought Jermaine Samuels ended up being really, really important. Wasn't sure if he was going to play with back spasms before the game. Didn't make the start. They also did a good job, Kyron, on Julian Champagny in the second half. He was cooking in the first half. He had 20. He only finished with 23. So you shut off the top Red Storm guy that was rolling and then started making shots. And slowly but surely, they were able to chip into that lead. And that's just kind of Nova. We were sitting there. Their body language is just so good. There's no panic in them when they were down. The body language didn't change. It was impressive.
I mean, that's what you expect from Nova. You know, they have a certain standard. You see it every year. It doesn't matter who the players are. It's just like a chess game. It's just pieces moving in and out, but they're always Nova. Every player that steps in, they make a contribution. When it's their time, they get a stop. When they get the ball, they're looking to shoot. They're looking to make a play, and somehow, no matter who it is, it seems to look like they find a way to get it done.
Right.
And tonight it was Caleb Daniels with 19 points. He gets the start for Samuels with the back spasms. He finds a way. But Brandon Slater came up clutch this evening, and we heard from Slater and a conversation with 2 Hall of Famers, Jim Calhoun, joined by Jay Wright. Villanova 66, St. John 65. What an epic battle at Madison Square Garden. We're joined by the Hall of Famers, Coach Jay Wright, Coach Jim Calhoun. And Jay, your team was down by 17 in the second half. How did they come back?
Just tough kids, good leadership, man. We got older kids that have seen everything. They've been, Colin Gillespie's been in every situation, and he keeps our guys together. And, Coach and I were just talking, Jermaine Samuels coming, just showing up on our bench. They told me he's not playing, so he just showed up on the bench. I didn't ask any questions. I just said, get in, go. And he was really tough down the stretch.
Well, I think the priest that you carried with you did some prayers, miraculously touched his back, voila, and you got a horse.
Brandon, what are you thinking as you step to the line in a sold-out Madison Square Garden?
As I'm stepping to the line, I'm just thinking like, oh, we do this every single day. My teammates and my coaches, they're telling me win the game. It's a drill that we do every single day. So I felt confident in myself, and even if I missed, I knew that my teammates, they was going to try to pick me up.
Exactly.
What were you thinking? Because the jump shot wasn't going. How, besides the drive, which you guys do very well, and your post-ups, did you really make considered effort when not going to shoot the threes? I don't think you did. I'm just asking the question.
We have a saying, Coach. It's called "shoot 'em up, sleep in the streets,"
Yep.
and it means, look, if the shots are there, we got to take them. If we miss them, no one at Villanova is going to like us. They're going to make us sleep in the streets tonight, and we're not afraid. Can't be afraid to sleep in the streets. And I really was thinking we're going to be sleeping in the streets tonight because these are not.
That's why you have that. That's why he's a sleeping bag in his trunk. I never knew why.
One of my favorite things about watching you guys, especially in person, is your huddles on the court with the players. Take me inside of those, especially in a moment where you're down. Who's talking? you don't have to share the Villanova secret because maybe that's just it. But what's said in those moments? Because it's my favorite thing to watch when I watch you guys in person.
It's an intense moment. It's basically us just taking our time to tell each other, all right, we're our brothers. All right, you messed up. I got your back next time. Don't worry about what's going on. Our captains, usually Justin Moore, Colin Gillespie, Jermaine Samuels, and then you got guys like Eric Dixon who will step in and say something. You got Jordan Longino who will step in and say something. So it's a little bit of everybody, whoever feels like they have something to say and they feel it's important.
We're sitting in press row, and I said to Coach, it doesn't feel like a Thursday night in here. It feels like a Friday or Saturday night. This is the quarterfinal round. What was it like?
It was awesome. You know, I watched those other tournaments on TV. There's not a tournament anywhere that's sold out like this at this time of year, that has the energy that this tournament has. And the games, every game is like this because our conference is tough, it's physical, and everybody knows we can get beat by anybody. We weren't upset at halftime like that we're not playing a good team. We know how well St. John's is playing right now, so we knew we just had to grind it out.
It's amazing to see them tonight and think they haven't won 22, 23.
Unbelievable.
I mean, they're a really good basketball
You're
team.
exactly right.
And tonight they really, sometimes they get up and down a little too much, but they get so much discipline when they had that lead.
Exactly.
I go on question technically, okay? I think it was 22 on the clock. You down one.
Yeah.
You go right away. Gillespie didn't.
Yeah.
Or do you shorten the clock then to have them make the score with 2 or 3 seconds on the clock? Or do you just take the best?
We took the best.
I would do that.
We took the best and gave ourselves a chance for an offensive
Exactly,
rebound. And that turned out, right? I mean,
Perfect.
but we know sometimes it doesn't work,
No,
right? But you know, if we didn't have enough time there, because we got the first offensive rebound, didn't go. It
Exactly.
was the second offensive rebound that got the bucket, which, as we know, that's usually how it works out, right? It's not the play you draw up. It's somebody making a great effort play on the glass.
Congratulations.
I think both teams should be congratulated. I think, as Jay said, is this fun? You know, if he goes back to the hotel without a cab, but he's actually flying, that's why it's so much fun.
You're right, Coach. You're right.
Coach, congratulations.
Thanks, Johnny.
All right, let's talk about game 2 of the night. So, Connecticut back in Madison Square Garden. Just felt right in here.
Great.
UConn wins 62-52 over Seton Hall. Why were they able to achieve such success?
Defense. It's the identity of UConn's program. You talk to Hurley, and he says it, I'll make it PG version. They block shots, they get offensive rebounds, and they win all the 50-50 balls. And tonight, it was just check, check, check on all those things. And even in a game where they didn't necessarily shoot it great collectively, when you do those things, like you have a way of just landing into easy baskets. And that's really was the difference in the game. They did a good job on Jared Rhoden as well, which was going to be paramount. They have good, bigger wings, Jackson, Tyrese Martin, that match up well with Jared Rhoden. But to me, it was just it was an identity game. It was all defense, rebounding, 50-50 balls. And when you do those things, the offense can take care of itself in a lot of ways.
Talked about the rebound and 50-50 balls. Those are what coaches define as winning plays. 14 offensive rebounds tonight, 12 or 14 from the free throw line. Those are things that's going to push you towards the finish line, give you that extra mile when these games are so close and every second, every possession is important. I think if they can continue to do that, normally people expect Villanova to win, but you never know. You never know.
Absolutely.
Here's a big picture question for both of you, and I'll begin with you here. So we know that UConn's pretty good. They defend, they rebound, they win tonight by 10. Now you got Villanova tomorrow. That's a whole different test. But at the end of the day, what determines if this team goes from maybe winning a game in the tournament, the NCAA tournament, to winning a couple of games in the NCAA tournament?
See, I think it was interesting. I thought in our conversation after the game, Hurley made it sound like it was the bigs.
Yeah, right.
I think I still think it comes down to RJ Cole. Mm-hmm. And what's weird is he's incredibly consistent. But to me, they're a roster littered with incredible athletes, junkyard dogs, defense, toughness, those kinds of things. What they maybe don't have in an abundance of is ball creation, shot making, a guy that can just go get his, and that's what RJ Cole can do. To me, I'm confident no matter who they play, they're going to be a handful for whoever defensively and on the glass. Can they get enough offense to me? And that falls on RJ Cole, and that's why I'm confident in this team when they get in the NCAA tournament. Listen, they beat Auburn. They beat Auburn in November. So, and they beat Nova at home. Like, these are two of the best teams in the country. They went and beat. So, to me, it's RJ Cole.
Definitely. I agree with you. Guard play is always going to get you that extra mile. And it's because, all the teams have played each other for so long. They've scouted each other the whole year. Everybody knows what you're running.
Yeah.
They know what you're running. So at the end of the day, usually there's going to be a ball screen. You might get a switch, but it's going to be man on man. Who can create a shot? Who can get you a bucket when you really need it? And RJ Cole has been that guy time after time after time.
I am shocked that he said guard play.
Yeah.
Stunned.
You kind of got a little you and RJ Cole, maybe it's just like the lefty thing, but like you guys kind of got the same change speeds. Like you're that Spider-Man gif where it's the Spider-Man pointing at each other?
Right,
do
but he
you
seems
kind of do that with Cole?
No, not really. But I see the similarities. I see it.
Yeah.
He's very tough and he makes winning plays. And left-handed people, we got to stick together.
There we go.
Got to stick together.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Southpaws stick together. Well, we heard from the Huskies earlier. You have got to see these conversations with Tyrese Martin and Dan Hurley. Here they are. Connecticut 62, Seton Hall 52. Dan Hurley's Huskies will play on a semifinal Friday night inside Madison Square Garden. They'll take on the Villanova Wildcats. That speaks for itself as we're joined by the head coach of UConn. Dan, what stood out to you the most about the way your team set the tone in their postseason?
Yeah, I mean, we were all about our identity today, and obviously defensively just made just everything hard on them, from the three-point line all the way to the rim. I thought we guarded with really good discipline today and didn't foul and put them at the line. And then the rebounding. I mean, that's really the barometer for who we are, and when we rebound at that clip, we really demoralize our opponent.
Tyrese, how did you guys package together such a good defensive performance?
I mean, that's just our identity. I mean, defense first, rebounding. So that's the first thing on the whiteboard every time we come into the locker room before a game. And when those things come into place, even when our offense might fail us, as long as we keep our opponent under 35% from the field and dominate them on the glass, we put ourselves in a great chance to win the game.
I know we're holding the box score of the Seton Hall game, and I'm not going to ask you about tomorrow night already, but you guys beat Villanova at your place. What are some things you can take from that game to apply for tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think from a defensive standpoint, I think we had a great game plan with how we wanted to approach Gillespie and Moore and Dixon in particular. I think we'll have a good defensive plan. Obviously, with all the switching that Villanova does, the one positive thing for us, I think, from a matchup standpoint, Adama, and our finishers at the rim won't have to deal with the length that Seton Hall brought today. Ike was a monster out there.
What is the postseason mentality of this Connecticut team?
It's a different season. What we've done this year, we don't really want to think about that. We don't really think about when things went bad or when things went good. It's a different whole season. Today was game one, and we looked really well on defense, so we just have to make sure we carry that over to tomorrow night.
I asked Tyrese Martin, what are you doing now after this game? He said he would go in a cold tub, he'd eat some fruit.
Yeah.
That's something our crew is not doing here tonight. I want to know what Dan Hurley is doing after midnight in New York City, knowing you got a semifinal, because you can't just go right to sleep after a Big East tournament game. What are you going to do?
Yeah, my Aura ring yesterday, I had like an 87 overall and like an 80 sleep score.
Wow.
Last night.
Is that good for you?
It's great for me.
Okay.
Tomorrow is probably going to be more like a 52 and like a 38, so my Aura ring won't lie. We'll get a good night's sleep and we'll get up early and just rest. I mean, we played Villanova pretty recently. Yep. I don't think there's going to be a lot of surprises when you play somebody a third time. So, we'll just make sure these guys are rested and ready to go.
We've had Jim Calhoun on our set this week. He went to bed. But I can tell you that every hit that he's been on with us, he has spelled UCONN. It can't end until he does that, Dan. It can't.
The GOAT. I mean, the GOAT's been awesome. Every time that we hit a bad spell in the season, we bring the GOAT in to talk to the guys and let them know that you can't do that shit at UConn. So having the GOAT close by has been a real asset.
I love it.
Danny, congratulations.
Good work. Go get him tomorrow.
Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it.
Back here to wrap it up on Big East Shootaround. Semifinal Friday night is set 6:30 Eastern time on FS1. And what a slate this will be. It'll be Providence and Creighton, followed by Villanova and UConn. We will get you started at 5:30 Eastern time right here. Twitter, YouTube, Big East Shootaround pregame. Jim Calhoun will be full throttle energy for that one. He might give our studio crew a pep talk during the show. So 5:30 Eastern time live on Twitter and YouTube. We'll have a special pregame for you to set the table for what should be a great doubleheader. We're going to end the night with the one-word game.
Oh, man. I'm nervous. I'm a little nervous.
I want to go second. I'm nervous.
You said you want to go second, so I'm
I wanna
going
go
first?
second.
It's
Okay.
more nerve-wracking than hitting a tough shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is for you. Okay.
Yeah,
All right, here we
absolutely.
go. Here we go. As it stands now, who would be your Big East tournament champion when this is all said and done?
Villanova.
Do I have to say it? I mean, it's not Providence. I'm never betting against the Friars. As long as I live, if you ask me a question and it's Friars versus anybody, it's the Friars. The Friars.
Okay, spoken in a true Ed Cooley fashion.
Yeah, right.
All right. Who is the one name that you believe could write their legend here out of the 4 teams left? The player.
I'm going to go to the guy I've been talking about all night, R.J. Cole.
I agree.
I think he's the guy that could have a remember R.J. Cole kind of moment at Madison Square Garden, the Big East tournament.
I'm going to go Nate Watson. You know, a year maybe for redemption. He came in with me his freshman year. He felt the heartbreak losing in the championship. He's fighting his way to get back, and he's trying to go out the opposite way of how he came in.
One word to describe the atmosphere in this building this week.
Comforting.
It is.
From the standpoint of just missed it so much. So just like that nostalgia. I should have maybe said nostalgia. Can I get a redo nostalgia?
Right,
like
sure.
it just like, oh, you hear the roar. I love Hurley's little story
Kinda like
about
when you split sevens.
you split. Yeah, don't get started on me, Dale.
second.
I learned we got it.
Now
Oh,
that
don't get me started on
Carl
that.
laughing.
Yeah, don't get me
right.
started on that, Dale, with
Yeah,
splitting
right.
sevens and
Right.
inconsistent with your hitting 16s. That's for another time. No, but it just feels so good to hear the sights and the sounds of the Garden. Even like walking into the Garden tonight, all the people around, it's comforting, man.
For me, it's kind of like my word would be sad, but it's not because it's sad. It's because, you know, when you're here, you remember all those moments you played,
yeah.
and you really miss it, you
Yeah.
know? You feel all that energy, and you're sitting on the sideline, it's channeling up, and you want to explode. You want to be out there, but you just can't.
Kyron has been drawing up. I would defend. He literally got a piece of paper and be like, they're doing this back screen, ball screen thing. I would defend it like this. So he's sad, but it's coming out in pencil scratches on defensive schemes, which is
Right.
good.
In row 2 of press row, you were drawing things up on paper. Earlier today in row 1, Steve Lavin was using mini cupcakes to draw up.
He was
ball
literally
screen
sharing the
coverage.
sugar.
Right,
He was
and then
sharing
eating
the
them.
sugar. Yeah, right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, one word to describe the snack you're going to eat here when we get out of here.
Sleep?
A sleep snack.
Yeah, no, it's too
What's
late.
the midnight snack for Nick Bach?
A 90-calorie granola bar. Just a little. It's kind of sweet. It's not too filling. I'm not going to wake up and have that guilt. Got to get a little something though. So yeah, granola bar. Dale, that doesn't make you
Doesn't
happy.
really resonate?
That doesn't get
Into
you
this
going.
room?
It doesn't.
Doesn't really well, when,
we should have been throwing one
when the
word.
waitress comes by, she doesn't say, "Would you be interested in a 90-calorie granola bar?" You know, that's something that's never been said
Yeah, that's true.
to someone.
Well, you know, you gotta
Right.
blaze your own trail.
Right.
I'm blazing the 90-calorie granola bar
Yeah,
trail.
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, there's a better chance I'll be at Orange Theory in the morning. We're going to go to bed. He's Kyron Cartwright. He's Nick Baum, John Fanta. So long, everybody. Semifinal Friday is here. We'll see you at 5:30 Eastern Time ahead of Providence and Creighton and Villanova, UConn.